Hey y'all, it's the Calm Corner Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Hey soul family, back again. I'm ERIKA, your favorite Astro homegirl. And this one is going to be on Meghan Markle. Seems like she has a lot going on. I've been doing, looking at, just updated things and what's going on. So with her and Mr. Harry, okay, the red-haired prince, okay? So we're going to get into them and see what's going on. And first, I just want to say, welcome back for all of you guys that's been riding with me. And welcome for all of you guys that are new here. And for you guys that are new here, I always do a little bit of the astrology first before we get into down to business and into the cards, because it helps me get more of the energy around who we get into, people, places, or things. So let's get into it, okay? So let's pull her up first. And I do know that Meghan is a Leo sun, okay? So my Leo sister, let's see what's up with her. Let's get her birth chart up. I wanted to get started. I just, been enjoying my little off days, but I know I need to get in here and make it happen and make sure that I get you guys all up to date and all the good things, okay? So, Miss Meghan. Now, let's pull up Prince Harry, okay? And I'm going to pull a few clips because I was looking at, guys, I was looking at blind items because those things be really, I wouldn't necessarily say 100%, but damn near 95.5 or, somewhere in other words, they have a little bit of smoke. And most of the time where there's a little bit of smoke, there's a whole lot of fire, right? So let's get into that. And I also love this one podcast, Blinded by the Item. Y'all got to check them out. You guys will probably binge watch, But Meghan, okay, she is August 4th. So she shares the same birthday with Barack Obama, okay? And I want to say that she also shares the same birthday with my favorite girl, one of my favorite girls. And that will be Miss Martha Stewart, okay? So Meghan Markle, and she is an American, okay, what they say she is, fashion model, spokesmodel, and actress. And I don't know if it's safe to say former, princess, okay? Known for that show Suits that she was on, but that's been a while, right? And I think they're saying the game show Deal or No Deal, okay? And also on Fox's sci-fi thriller Fringe, all right? But we know that mostly she is married to Prince Harry, okay? From across the pond, one of the royals, which they were, I guess you could say, outcasted at some point. Really, to me, kind of, since the beginning, since this union really began. But it got interesting with them. I really liked their love story when it, first happened. Because to me, it kind of gave, to me, Harry, a energy. I know a lot of people said that, and this is why I read her chart, that she was the reason, possibly some of the reason. But I'm going to say, it's safe to say for what all those two boys, young men, have been through, or men now, he already felt the way and had, already on the brink of wanting to rebel. That's just my thoughts and my opinion with them, So I felt like that just gave him even more fuel to say, fuck it, in my opinion, with Harry, and saying that against the monarchy. But I mean, family, we all go through things, and I do feel like, he's went through this time, and sometimes it's necessary to maybe step back or walk away. But I do sense that he loves his family, he loves his brother, of course, and we just gonna pray that they able to make amends. We finna do the reading too to see what's really going on. We gonna pull on both of them, okay? So I wanted to say the reading is for both of them, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, okay? So she's a sun in Leo, and she's a sun. Oh, wow. She's a Leo sun in the first house. That's That's interesting. And it looks like she has a bit of a, you know, more than one placement there, okay? So she does show up as a Leo, in my opinion. You know, her hair is, you know, beautiful and thick and long. That's Leo energy in the first house. Remember, the first house is ruled by Aries. It's how you show up, your identity, who you are. You know, she is pretty. She's a pretty lady. Okay? Oh, the shade of it all. So that moon is in Libra, guys. In the third house, which is really siblings, communication, short travel. She got a little bit of everything. She got some few placements in that Libra house as well, right? So her Mercury, how she communicates, is in Leo, okay? Which she's in the energy of, you know, being in the forefront, in the public eye, a celebrity, a royal, something like that, royal. I don't know what you want to say. A kick to the curb royal, maybe. I don't know. Venus is in Virgo. Oh, bingo. Ding, 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 ding. So that Venus in Virgo is what Harry is all about. Remember, Venus is the wife in the chart. So we're going to get to see his chart in just a second, but here we are. And so guess what? It makes even more sense, guys. Her second house, that's how you, what, your finances, how you take, what they say, how you take care of yourself in this lifetime, resources, what you do. And her Venus is in that energy space of that second house. And guess what? Her husband is a royal, okay? So wealth house. And Venus shows favor there, right? That's interesting. So her Mars is in Cancer. Wow, this definitely describes and explains how these two were immediately married, okay? Princess Diana, the beautiful Princess Diana. I mean, gorgeous. His mom, oh my God. And one of our favorite royals, we must say. She's a Cancer sun, and Meghan is a Mars in Cancer. So the energy of that Cancerian mother energy is what also, you know, attracted Harry on a lot of levels. That's interesting. And her Jupiter is in Libra, so partnerships. And of course, her partner with him brought wealth, brought status, brings a lot of things to her, right? And opportunity. So we see that happening. And see, her Saturn is in Libra. So the challenges in the partnership, and they've been talking about them two for a long time, you know, having some type of, you know, tech challenges and issues, right? Uranus is in Scorpio. Let's see where Scorpio is on the home. So transformations in her home life, which I think we know because of, I think, the relationship or odd relationship she has with her family, between her father and all of them, right? But some type of way brings power, and if I'm not mistaken, you know, with that Uranus bringing shakeups, if you look at her, I think her ancestral line, because they have it online, her ancestral line has a, one of her ancestors, I think they said, was maybe, you know, wrongfully unalived, because you have to say certain things for YouTube, you know, centuries ago, in that time frame, I guess, in this, what you call it, in the monarchy or in the castle days or whatever. So it's interesting how ancestors bring back reparations. Scorpio, that's a deep ancestral rooted, you know, fourth house to have. So it's like they came back to get reparation. Like, hey, you see, we got it, you know, as you could say, African American woman as a princess, so to speak. So it's interesting to see this, guys. It's real interesting to see people charts, okay? Pluto in Libra. Oh, wow. So that's interesting because that also shows the dynamic of transformations in her relationships, in her life, and in her, you know, in general, in partnerships, in business, in relationships. And we can also see her going through quite a bit of transformations when it comes to her having these Netflix deals, book deals, all these things, whether they are successful or not so successful. But this is the energy of that as well. But also the challenges in her partnership. And with that Pluto there, it can end, or possibly they maybe can, you know, end one chapter and start on a new foot. But we're going to get into the cards and see, right? And her North Node is in Leo. So it's for her to show up as a star. So she's supposed to show up way better than what she's showing up as, right? But that Saturn that is in her partnerships is why she is. And look, her moon is in that energy of Libra too. So that's that, you know, the hidden energy of certain levels, how she communicates in her relationships, right? And partnerships. But also, it's like flip-flop energy. Can be flighty. It's very interesting. Okay, so let's check out Harry right quick. And then we're going to get into the messages. But this has been interesting. I'm glad that we took a second to look at the chart, right? Okay, so he is so gorgeous to me. Little handsome guy. Man. Young man. Sun in Virgo. So he's a true sun in Virgo in the 6th house of his home, right? Her having Virgo in her resource house. Okay, so Prince Harry, guys, Henry, Charles, Albert, David. They have so many names, don't they? All right. Prince Henry of Wales, born on 9/15, all right, and he is known as Captain Harry Wales in his military role. And he is, of course, you guys know, the younger son of the Prince of Wales, okay? And also is the first, and his first wife, Lady Diana Spencer, okay? Her paternal grandparents are Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, okay? Duke of Edinburgh, or Edinburgh. He stands fourth in line to succeed his grandmother as monarch of the Commonwealth realms, okay? Preceded by his father, elder brother, the Duke of Cambridge, and nephew, Prince George of Cambridge. I just had to do that, y'all. I'm just playing. But seriously, I love it, I love it, I love it. And one thing I can say that's interesting is this is a true story to tell when it comes to this monarchy and all of the things behind it. It is so interesting, okay? He is considered, I guess, you know how they say Princess Diana had to have an heir and a spare. So Harry would be considered the spare, okay? And so that's why he was able to do all the non-traditional things and kind of get away with a lot of things when him and Meghan got married. Because remember, they got married in the church. I think it was like the church that's on the property of the castle property. But, of course, William and Kate, they had to be married in the front of the castle with all the, you know, dignitaries all over the world were invited. Because, of course, he'll be next in succession. So it had to be that way. And it's just been me learning that. It's been real interesting, right? Okay, so he's a 6th house Virgo, true to his home, right? And his Mercury also is in Virgo. And that's very interesting. Let's go back. So her Mercury for Meghan is in Leo. royal house, their communication is really good, right? She communicates in a way they communicate very well together. Because Leo is the original house of Leo rules royal, right? That's the royal house when we looking at things in the chart and things ahead that even come with the family, right? Like if we looking at 2026 and ahead, we would start in astrology with the royal house, right? But for him, you can tell with that Virgo and her Leo communication, right? Also, he has a moon in Taurus, okay? Oh, wow. And it's in the house of the second house, the finance house, which, you know, again, air and spare, moon, hidden. So it's like not hidden, but we understand that he is a prince, but you see it somewhat in the essence of the Taurus moon, right? But also with that Taurus moon and her moon, being in Libra, both are ruled by Venus, right? Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. And this is a very lavish and royal couple, okay? They're very, very lavish ways. You can look at that just in there. It's interesting. So they connect on different things that really bring them together, right? And it's interesting because his Venus is in Libra. Wow. So soulmate energy between the two. Because she has that moon in Libra. Wow. And by her Venus being Virgo and his Venus being Libra, it's a real match. That's why these two were so hot and steamy, like at the beginning, at the top. And I'm going to tell you something. Even when they fuss and fall out and like they say things ain't going so well, this is what the energy of what kind of keeps them still stuck together in a sense. You know, even if the people are saying it's not going to last that much longer. But you can see the depths of what has brought them the distance, even through the, you know, the confusion or the bickering or the off and on energy that we can't see. We can see it right here in their messages, right? Now his Mars is in Sagittarius, so that's why he a handful. And that's why he do what he want to do, but he's very, very smart. I'm here to tell you guys. Very in tune, but can have with Neptune and Sagittarius and Uranus there. That is where that rose-colored glasses is. Things can be a bit foggy, but at the same time, this is him going against the grain. This is like rebelling, which he is the rebel of the family. So the messages are right here, right? Pluto is in Scorpio. That brings power. So he's a powerhouse at the end of the day. So through losses and transformation, he going to always gain. Even though they saying that they going to shun him out, he's still going to be taken care of. It's in the messages. It's in his chart, right? And Harry is supposed to be doing something with communication. I'm telling you, he need to go back to being a royal. His North Node is in Gemini and see the wounded healer in communication. And he has a tough time communicating with his family because it's in the third house of his home. So it makes sense, like rebel, outcast, and tough communication between your family and your siblings. And it's in his messages. I always love to do the messages because we get right into it, don't we, guys? So enough of these two. I love what we found out. So I'm going to pull a few clips and we're going to get on into the reading. So let's get on into it and see what's really going on with Meghan and Harry, all right? Let's do it. All right, so family, these two right here, I guess we're going to call them the Royal Rebels. But this is just a quick mashup of clips that I pulled, you know, maybe most recent to things that are going on around them. Also, it's rumored that they will be 2026 global ambassadors. And, you know, on one end, people saying they're traveling and doing their thing. And then on the other end, it's some people saying that they gonna be traveling in some high-end grifters. But hey, I'm just the messenger, and we gotta get into the cards for real to really see what's going on. And I got questions now that I did these too. Let this be a royal series. Let's get into, William and Kate ahead eventually, and also the father, okay? So, yeah, let's see what's going on with the royals, period. This was pretty cool, so we'll keep it going. And let's get into the reading, all right? So, family?
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry bet big on redemption, but what went wrong? They left the palace with a promise: freedom, fame, and a brand worth millions. The world was watching. Hollywood deals, Netflix cameras, Spotify checks. This was supposed to be the ultimate comeback story. At first, it worked. Explosive interviews, a royal tell-all that shook the crown, sympathy poured in. Support skyrocketed. But then, the cracks appeared. The stories didn't change. They repeated. Victimhood became a pattern. Silence turned into controversy, and critics grew louder than supporters. Deals were quietly dropped. Executives walked away. Public trust began to fade. The problem wasn't ambition, it was overexposure. In Hollywood, reinvention is everything, but repetition kills curiosity. Harry and Meghan bet big on redemption, but forgot one rule of fame. The audience decides when the story is over. And right now, the world is asking a dangerous question. What comes next, when the spotlight stops clapping?
Prince Harry is set to return to the UK later this month for a major High Court trial, but Meghan Markle will not be joining him. While the Duke prepares for the legal battle against Associated Papers starting on the 12th of January, the Duchess is set to remain at home in California. Meghan will be staying behind with the couple's two children, 6-year-old Archie and 4-year-old Lilibet. Meghan hasn't set foot in the UK since Queen Elizabeth II's funeral back in September 2022. Prince Harry is...
It looks to me as if Harry has been vindicated and Meghan now has a big decision to make. I'm talking about his long battle to have his security restored when he's here in the UK. And now the committee that oversees it, RAVEC, seems set to announce pretty soon that Harry does qualify for the level of security he had when he was a working royal. And I think it's the right decision. It's not as if he's asking us, the taxpayers, to pay for his security in the States. It's just when he's here, and nothing really has changed about his position. He's still the king's son, he's still fifth in line to the throne, and he's still a former army officer who served and killed in Afghanistan. Now, Harry's always said that the biggest obstacle in any reconciliation with his family is this security issue. So if that is removed, he would be free, one assumes, to come over whenever he felt like it. And I think most people would welcome a reunion between our old king and the son he always called my darling boy. I am less convinced that the public is ready for Meghan Part 2. Why court hostility when she's perfectly happy in California with her husband, her children? I think that Harry probably should come over whenever he felt like it and show his children around, give them a peek behind the palace walls, and then go back to California and their lives there. I think it could work, it would be progress, and I hope it happens. It looks to me
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle must be desperate for a payday because they're pitching another movie idea to Netflix. And wait till you hear what this one is. According to sources, Meghan Markle is allegedly working on a biopic about her love story with Harry. Haven't we already heard this story? Time and time again via Oprah, Netflix, Spotify, Spare, interviews, speeches, panels, podcasts. The list goes on. We get it. Harry loves you. He would slay dragons for you. We've heard this repeatedly. But don't worry, everyone. This one will be different. Because apparently, she doesn't think we get it. Sources say the movie will finally show what Meghan and Harry really went through. Which is fascinating, because from the outside, it looked like palaces, couture, global fame, private jets, and a wedding watched by literally everyone with electricity. But clearly, we missed the emotional depth of being rich and so misunderstood. So yes, interviews weren't enough. A docuseries didn't land. A memoir didn't convert the masses. So naturally, actors. Because when people don't buy your story the first 5 times, the solution is to repeat it again, but with swelling music and dramatic rain scenes. And yes, allegedly the royal family will be the villains. Shocking. Absolutely no one saw that one coming. Yet another opportunity for her to trash and monetize the monarchy at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone for you there, Meghan. Apparently, Meghan knows the royals will be absolutely furious, but she's unbothered. Surprise, surprise! Which makes sense because backlash has kind of become, you know, her business model. I must say, her confidence is quite impressive. Like somewhere, she thinks people are sitting at home saying, you know what this needs? Another retelling. But make it cinematic, Titanic vibes. Yeah, because we all know that ship is sinking. I'm thrilled, truly. The greatest love story of our time. Shakespeare is shaking. But you know what I guarantee we won't see? Contradictions, changing timelines, staff treatment rumors. Anything that doesn't flatter the narrative. It's a warts and all story as long as the warts belong to everyone else. The funniest part of all this is that she genuinely believes the name Meghan Markle still carries the cultural weight it once did. Reports say they're already meeting with writers and producers, and she truly believes a well-done film could finally change public perception. Explain their choices and tell their side of the story. Again, enough already. People don't care. We're over it. We're over you. Move on. Stop trying. At this point, it's not storytelling. It's beating a dead horse with a Netflix budget. Anyone out there really think this will change public perception of her like she thinks it will? Prince Harry and Meghan.
This is how Meghan rolls, and I think that Harry will be next. If you look at Meghan's track record, and if you look at the pressures on their marriage, the finances that I've mentioned, the fact also that Meghan has pretty much got what she needs from Harry now. Mm-hmm. She's got the 2 kids, she's got the house in Montecito, she's got the social media footprint, she's got the fame. There's one thing that's missing, and it's mega cash. And I think that when they do split, she'll be looking for a billionaire. This is how Meghan...
There's going to be a terrible revenge when those children grow up. I mean, I don't know about you, but I would be very annoyed if I found that I'd been used in all these posts in a strange way by my parents. And equally, they're also going to grow up at one point and discover that they never knew their grandparent, their grandfathers. I mean, Mr. Markle, I personally think of course, he's a broken man, but he's a rather sweet man, actually. And he did a lot for that girl when she was growing up. Don't you think?
Yeah, I spoke to him a couple of days ago, actually, and he's just absolutely still distraught about the fact that he still doesn't have contact with Meghan.
And then, of course, they will also wake up to realise that they could have been, you know, the cousin to Prince George, the future king, and they could have been over here having a nice time. And with the other children, their cousins, they aren't going to know them.
Tensions are reportedly rising between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle as the couple clash over a possible return to the UK. Sources say the disagreement has reached a boiling point, with intense discussions taking place behind closed doors. Harry is said to be desperate to reconnect with his royal family, especially as King Charles's health concerns grow. For him, time feels limited, and making peace with his relatives has become increasingly urgent. Meghan, however, is reportedly resisting the move as she still associates the UK with emotional pain, anxiety, and constant public scrutiny. Insiders stress the strain is not about a lack of love, but deeply opposing fears. While Meghan refocuses on Hollywood projects and her lifestyle brand, Harry remains intent on repairing family ties, leaving their relationship under mounting pressure. Tensions.
Yeah, it was described as bickering behind the scenes, bickering at home. And it's not just one, actually, publication that's reporting this here in the States. It's multiple publications that's reporting it in the United States. And look, we just saw Prince Harry alone in Aspen, and we have a mutual friend that was on the field, Harry and I'm sure he would love to know exactly who that is so that he could cut them off. But I'm going to be careful in how I word this. Mm-hmm. But the mutual friend that was playing with him, that was playing with him on the polo field, has told me in the past that Meghan hates when he plays polo, that she's really been a Debbie Downer when it comes to his social life. And they were disappointed because all of a sudden when Harry started dating Meghan, they rarely saw Prince Harry. And here's an example. Harry wants to go play in Aspen. Meghan stays at home with the kids, so we're seeing Harry alone.
All right, so family, I've already blessed the cards. You know, cleared the energy with the bell. And so this one, of course, these are the cards for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, okay? So I've never done them before, so this is going to be interesting. So I guess what we can do first is let's tap into ladies first. Let's do Meghan's energy first. Let's tap into her current energy, just because with me, so many messages come out, right? So I like to kind of stay on that side first. So let's start with that. And let's get into Miss Meghan Markle, the Princess of Sussex. If allegedly she still has a title. Okay. Who knows? Just clearing the deck. Just clearing the deck of that. Meghan Markle, baby. Meghan Markle, Let's see what's going on with Miss Meghan, right? Had to give me a little cocktail. I've been laser focused, y'all, locked in, doing y'all messages and stuff. So I was like, let me get some tea reads up there while I work on adding all y'all zodiac signs a year ahead, okay? Aries, y'all up first, all right? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Quite a few, huh? Let's unpack. Okay. Okay. I asked for some extra messages, and here they go. And I'm going to pull from the top and the bottom one more time, okay? And I'm going to put my little cocktail over here. How about that? And we're going to make room. So it's interesting, focal point card. So family, let's unpack. You know, give me a second. You know, I take a moment to take it all in. Messages. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Something about that tower is popping all out today, right? Child, it's a lot of messages in here. All right, y'all. So, let me take a sip and let's unpack. And again, get cozy, because you know when I do the reading, y'all, I'm just going to go with, you know, what Spirit is telling me, okay? So let's do it. Meghan. Got some interesting cards on the table, right? First card, current past, energy out the deck, 3 of Pentacles, right? Now, with this being in her current energy, soul family, is interesting because, like I said, many messages on the table, right? But I'm going to start where I know how to start, and I'm going to take it from there. To me, This Three of Pentacles. Let's just say 3 is always a crowd. Now, we need to see if this is the energy, whether it's for the good, you know what I'm saying, or for the latter. She is coming in this 2026 year. She is collaborating. She's learning new things, possibly, you know, new recipes and new ways of doing things, new skills for her to build. She's been working on something, projects that she's been working on, okay? It's teamwork along the way. She's pushing through at the top of the year. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that, y'all. That's just about to come out. I don't think I never sneezed, right? Oh. Look at this home card, right? 4 of Wands. This is a year. Could also be working on projects. Again, I think, does she film her show from home? Because this is in the messages as well, right? Home, you know, celebrations, of course, this year. But this is also the energy of, will she travel home, her husband's home, right? This is her marriage. And it's coming in with a challenge. You know, in these past years that she's gotten with Harry, this has been a test of faith when it comes to these two, right? You know, believe it or not, you know, for what we, you know, everything is all alleged and in our opinion, but even what we hear about her, you know, we wonder, like, they say, well, will they last? But courage is here. She's willing to fight for home. It's in the messages, right? It's also in the messages that, you know, her and Harry have caused, I guess it's safe to say, conflict maybe, or, you know, it's a breakdown of communication between his family, the royal family, right? And it could be some things put in place this year for him to be able to return home, right? And depending on the relationship between him and his family and him and her, it's a struggle, it's a fight, right? But the message is here, and it still all goes here to home, foundation, stability, right? Celebrations ahead now. This is a year where she is truly coming in strong, guys. You know, this is in her current energy. The moon is here. So, you know, this is about that full moon that just came in. I'm sorry. And Cancer, emotions, right? It's a new year. They are celebrating New Year's. They probably have been to several celebrations amongst friends and families. The messages are in the cards, right? But also, the moon is here. It's some layers to Megan, right? With the moon being present. It's some deals that she's working on behind the scenes. Maybe even possibly under the table, allegedly, right? But this is about, going through challenges and secrets and messages, and hidden truths are going to be revealed. And it's interesting with the moon here because, these could be some things right now that's going on right now at this time or just recently happened for her, right? Something in the energy is a placement of 8 of Cups energy, right? Going through many emotions, right now at the top of the year. 8 of Cups is about disappointment, but disappointment in the energy of thinking about transitions, like looking back at, what you left behind, right? Looking at ways to, I would say in this energy here, they dealing with a lot, right? This Pentacles also represents finances, money, resources, right? And they're in the works to do everything, and they experiencing some challenges. The challenge is here, right? So her husband, they are working on ways and things and strategies and situations to do, worth fighting for, meaning to keep things together, right? This year in 2026 in this energy, this is about, again, like I said, more secrets, more messages, more news coming out, right? But with the moon here, and this 8 of Cups, this man, her husband, misses his family. And it's interesting that this card is directly up under this 4 of Wands. Because maybe, look at the way that moon is looking on that picture, right? I'm ready to go home. We haven't even pulled Harry's cards yet. But he's ready, guys. Wheel of Fortune. New cycle ahead. Remember I said even in this year ahead, we got that August eclipse coming up, towards, I think it's, I don't know if it's summer, of course in that energy, but the eclipse ahead will be coming in Leo, and that's the royal house. So it's going to be, this is right now literally a master year, a number 1 year. So this is the energy of us possibly seeing, a total new chapter, the next 9 years of the royal family, okay? This is a new cycle ahead for them. It's on the horizon. It's even an energy that they can get news in reference to his home. And they may have to, even based on circumstance, allegedly, have to go home. Because a new cycle is here. A new chapter is here, right? William will be king. But the energy of this is Harry needs to go home. Strength is here. This is a Leo card. This is her energy. She coming in strong, just like I said at the top of the year. Making decisions, working on a whole lot of things in a whole lot of different situations, right? Drawing strength. Drawing strength in. Places that are weak. She coming in strong with it, though. There's disappointment in the energy if they do have to go. And maybe disappointment for her because this is her cards, but of course this is her marriage. It's coming up in the messages, right? But this is her maybe closing out a cycle on whatever she's doing now, business-wise. I'm not real familiar, but I know her Netflix deals and different things that she has on the table. So this also will turn over a new cycle ahead for her as well. It's interesting. The Six of Pentacles is here. The Queen of Pentacles, right? She's a queen. She's a royal. Queen of Pentacles, right? She's going to be embracing motherhood even stronger in this year. Remember the moon? She can find out messages in regards to her children. Discovery. Moon coming out. Her mom could be, she could be relying on her mom more. I don't know the relationship with them. But Six of Pentacles is giving and reciprocity. So definitely money will be made. Money will be given to them. Inheritance is ahead. I'm telling you that home is a meaning. That's the castle. Matter of fact, that's the castle in the damn cards, right? Look at that. Something about this, their duties. It's like the Commonwealth picture. Look, the people, you passing out to the people. Giving to the people, waving to the people, communicating, connecting. The cloak is on. Something about them headed back home to Buckingham Palace at some point, right? The Tower is here. This moment is going to take them home. This moment is going to take them home. It's interesting that the Strength card is the focal point of her reading. Because remember I said the royal house is Leo. This is the royal house. Strength is here. Y'all escaped. Y'all did everything to go against the grain. But something in these messages that's hidden, it's a new cycle ahead. You guys are royal. You will be taken care of, and you will be reciprocity, doing the same, give and take, giving back. You have a legacy. Still a princess, even if it's a princess that's not in the best, communication with the family. But this Tower moment changes everything. And it's a tower ahead, soul family. Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, an offer. News. It's deception in the messages. I'm going to say something. Harry is a Virgo energy. This man could be acting out in different ways with that Knight of Pentacles in reverse, right? Missing home, boredom, just in a energy of putting on perfectionism for the cameras, something about his energy is low vibrational right now, allegedly. It's in the messages. Indulging. Playing around, cheating, allegedly. All into partying and all type of things, right? Putting his pentacle somewhere else. He got some addictions and some toxic ways. They both do. Look at that couple tied and bound. The devil energy is here. Freedom is here this year for them and restoration. But this year ahead, she has some toxic ways. She has some, when I say she got some ways about her, controlling. Addictions come in many ways, right? But it's still a very, very, very passionate connection between these two. It's a push and pull to the point where it can damn near be toxic, right? I don't want to be bothered with you today, so I'm going to go do something else. But at some point, I want to do something else and do with you, right? It's in the messages. It's here. This is even the energy of her. Could possibly be, you know, moving around. Knight of Wands, allegedly. Affairs can be in the castle. They ain't in the castle. I guess they in their own castle here in the United States, right? Megan, honey. That's interesting. So let's ask. I'm going to ask the current energy around her. This is her current energy now, right? And what's going on with them. So let's ask. What's the current energy in their marriage and in their relationship? Let's ask. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so this is the current energy, guys. I was just kind of, you know, meditating over the cards as I was shuffling them. And this is the current energy around their marriage, okay? Okay. Meghan Markle. Oh, Meghan. Thank you, Spirit. Meghan Markle, Markle, and Prince Harry. Interesting. Let's unpack. And ooh, soul family. Look at that. Look at the focal point. This is the marriage right here. Justice. Wow. Let's unpack. Ooh. I wasn't expecting to see this, honey. Oh, my goodness. Trouble in the castle, soul family. Oh, no. Oh. All right. Let's unpack. I ain't even trying to be funny. But at the end of the day, coming in, current past, strong. Remember I said, I wonder is 3 a crowd? Allegedly, right? You got the 4 of Swords right here. This is a card of rest. They could be separated right now. Isn't it interesting, soul family, that this 4 of Swords is right next to this 8 of Swords? This is the energy of separation. These two allegedly might not even though they may live together, they might not be in the same bedroom. This is separation. This is the energy of playing the victim. So Megan plays the damsel and the victim in distress, right? These two, it's the energy of feeling, you know, bound together, but it's some heavy division energy right now coming in, and it's a struggle. Look at that. This marriage has been a challenge. Everything ain't on Megan's soul family because, you know, you have to be honest at the end of the day, and we have been watching them, for us that have been watching them, you know, for years. You know, he was ready to rebel, right? Harry had been going through some things personally due to the loss of his mother. That moon on the other card. Beautiful Princess Diana. When I say their marriage been put to the test, they have been put to the test. Look at this, the Hermit. Isolation. They not together right now. I mean, they in the same house, but allegedly not in the same bed. A lot of blame between each other, guys. It's in the messages. Because of you, this. Because of you, this. Because of you, cut off. Because of you, this is not working. Many illusions around them, many opportunities around them. But they got some choices to make. And with this 7, it's a little bit of everything that has played a part in the breakdown of communication between these two. Money is definitely a heavy part of it. They've been putting in the work for new projects, trying to come up with new ways of doing things, you know, to brand herself, to be successful. It's in the messages, right? But the finances, guys, it's been a thing for them. I ain't trying to be funny, but Harry probably ain't never had to work this hard in his life, if that's considered work for whatever way they are generating income now, right? The blame game is present between these two. They've drifted apart. You know, this person has this on their mind, and you know, the way that they feel like their journey should go, and vice versa. legacy, figuring out what they are doing to push forward, to bring in more finances, right? Something this year, though, in the energy, you know, even separated, this is a year of lessons for them. And mastery on different levels spiritually. It's in the energy, right? But this 10 of Cups in reverse is the energy of disappointment with family. And Megan, you may cause, you know, some of the pressure with your high expectations, right? Bringing the challenges. Because at the end of the day, it's still being cut off. Even though they're here and they're doing what they're doing, they still not over there across the pond in that palace. Harry is moving around. It's like entertainment energy, right? The sun is here. Prince in reverse. Because he cutting up. Y'all saw that devil card? Allegedly, he's dealing with a certain level of depression, guys. And this year, also in the energy, she needs to pay attention to her child, son. It's in the messages. The reciprocity is here. The Commonwealth is here. Money is still a focal point. And this is news of, remember that moon? Some negative things going to be coming out about them. It's going to have to do with finances. It's going to have to do with them over there. News going to be coming out with the royal house ahead. It's a possibility that Harry can experience allegedly, some losses this year in the family. He's been soul searching. What truly makes him happy? It's like dark night of the soul energy in this sense, right? Isolated from home. For reasons that you decided, 7 of Cups. But at the end of the day, eventually emotions we have to move past, and we have to go back to foundation home and what we know and what we do and where we're from, right? Messages in the royal house this year. Some form of transformation for them on whatever level pushes them into a new chapter ahead. Now, the energy is, it's a lot going on behind the scenes with these two. And based on these messages, they are not in, you know, they're doing what they do to do, showing up for work, showing up for appearances, doing what needs to be done. But the truth of the matter is separation is here. 10 of Cups is here. It's in reverse. The sun is here. It's in reverse. They got resentment from one another on each end. The challenges based on the decision, right? It all has to do with the foundation, the marriage. They're going to be fighting for this marriage this year. It's in the messages. Challenges are here. And like I said, even at this moment, they could even be separate in the same house, but you know how that goes, guys. Separated. Truths are gonna come out. It's here. Wow, that's powerful. So that's Megan's energy. New projects, but it looks like we're going to pull, the messages will come out for things for success, but we don't even have to reach, but we definitely see her pivoting, you know, making changes right now, working on things that can be tangible. Remember, that was in her messages. That's a theme of their marriage also having a breakdown in communication is finances, right? So let's get the current energy around Harry. And then we'll ask the year ahead for them. I mean, just the outcome, you know? So, wow. Interesting, right? I didn't expect to see all that in the royal house, right? Let's see. I wonder which deck should we use. This one? Yeah. Let's use this one for him. Sorry about that. We're going to take a pause. We're going to use this one. So, Yep. I burned some sage, so I'm gonna make sure I come back and hit the table with a Clorox wipe. Some Florida water, you know. Around Prince Harry. Markle sun. She love him, y'all, but child, they got some things going on. It look like, let's see though. Let's pull his energy. Current energy going on, just a period for him. I want to pull it. I feel, but it popped up. This is because it's a focal point. So let's do it. Wow, clump, right? One. Okay, sit him up there. Let's ask for any extra messages, okay? Wow. Guess it was meant for that. And so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's get into the messages. Ooh. Current energy, current things for Harry, guys. One thing about him, he been using that wand, allegedly, because the messages keep coming out. You can't make it up. Do you hear me? Oh, and the messages, ooh, they do tell, don't they? Ooh, let's unpack. Again, 5 of Wands coming in with conflict. Remember I said these two could allegedly possibly be separated. So family, it's in the messages. They having personality clashes, arguing, you know, things being chaotic. You saw the challenges coming in her first set of cards over there to the left in regards to home. Challenges in the home, right?
A lot of challenges on a lot of different levels. Remember, I said this is about lost opportunities and finances. This is also about relationship misunderstandings. They're going through a tough time and a tough cycle. Queen of Coins, you know, selfishness. Allegedly Megan. You know, again, her energy was all about the money. She's concerned about resources and how they're going to continue to move forward to take care of their family. Look, it's in the messages, 10 of Cups sideways. Whatever y'all been doing has been a challenge. To bring in this Queen of Coins, this abundance, right? He looking at it like on certain levels, you know, in certain aspects, we've been a little low on cash or resources. Not broke, because it's different for all, right? Conflict coming in with her, you know, perfectionist energy, manipulative energy, you know. Very shallow. And it's a breakdown in the family unit. 10 of Cups right here. Disconnected family for these guys. Preparing for change. The messages, you can't make them up. I said something in that tower is going to, you know, pull Harry. They're going to have to go home. Around autumn or fall. That's about around the time, if not close to that eclipse. Remember? Prepare for change. The energy, 3 of Pentacles coming in and her energy. Him with conflict. Because now's the time in this Capricorn Saturn energy right now that we're in while it's their birthday season. It's about, you know, making these long-term plans. Reaping a harvest in the fall for work that's been put in. It's in the messages, right? But fall also represents the energy of timing around him, them, the marriage. Manifestation is here. The Magician is here. Magician. Power. Change is ahead. Wow. Empress, feminine power. Resistance to change in the energy. But the change is going to happen regardless. It's in the messages. It's inevitable. Harry got some situations with him. He got to pay attention to his health this year as well. Empress energy. Different women, different vibes on the table, okay? Keep in mind that the focal point of the messages are 5 of Coins, right? And the energy of the 5 of Pentacles is about loss. But it's interesting that we pulled up in her cards and I could immediately see energy around him that's toxic, ways about him. And I don't know if y'all saw that it was Kris Jenner's birthday party, right? And they talked about Justin Bieber and him, I think, going in Bezos' mansion. I don't know if they was in the pool room or wherever they were, a recreational room, went off to the side while the wife was trying to make collaborations. That 3 of Pentacles you saw working on, you know, connections, collaborations, you know, all of those things, business. allegedly, him and the Beebs went off to the side and they started kicking it, watching baseball and pool table, and end up, you know, having a great time. The Three of Cups we saw celebrate, right? So much so that if y'all hit the Google search engine now and type in Justin Bieber cocaine pants, he obviously left outside the party and didn't realize that all that was on there. But I say, and that's allegedly, but pull it up when you get the message. You might get a key out of that, so family. But the Five of Coins, the way it's positioned, this is mistress. Allegedly. Other things going on in the marriage. The message is here. Empress energy, right? Magician, the trickster. Deception, playing games. But overall for Harry, it's still an energy of recovery. Something about going home. Something about making amends, right? Queen of Cups is here. Emotional imbalance. Next to the Five of Swords. This is the conflict. It could be a water sign causing the break. You know, I'm sorry, allegedly mistress energy here. With that Queen of Cups, water sign energy coming in. Five of Swords is here, the cheating, right? Allegedly. Queen of Cups allegedly coming in and fostering those emotions that allegedly Harry needs, right? Interesting. The Chariot. It's in reverse. Obstacles. Some underhanded things going on too behind the scenes. Underhanded deals, allegedly. Situations that Harry's been facing that's blocked obstacles in the energy, right? Making sure not to be getting caught up in this energy too, because this is energy of coercion, right? But paying attention to how he travels this year. Car, plane. Making sure everything is safe. Doing all the checks. Crossing your T's, you know, dotting your I's. Messages soon, y'all, within the next few weeks when it comes to them. This royal house, maybe even Meghan or Harry, right? A new cycle is here. It's here. It's here in the messages again. The Wheel of Fortune as you move ahead. New life cycles. Checking out the father's health. But this is about karma. This is about legacy. And this is what's destined. Expansion ahead. Tapping back into more fortune that belongs to you, your birthright. That Six of Pentacles was in the messages. But the change of it all is inevitable. And moving forward, believe it or not, 2026 for the Royal House, you know, we may be surprised. You know, we used to seeing things so traditionally done and played by the rules, but maybe this would be a shift and a changing of the guards in the energy where, you know, they can make a decision and make amends because the new cycle is here and it's in the upright. So it's about moving forward. Compromise, right? Three of Cups. Harry. Same card again in reverse, under the influence. Too much partying and overindulging. Need I say more? Threesomes, love triangle. Heavy partying, okay? And overindulging with the Nine of Cups. Pushing it to the limit. Watch those toxic energies, because the devil was there, and a breakdown can truly happen that, you know, may possibly can come out. With the moon energy here, moon is here more than once. Truth will be coming out. Ace of Swords in reverse. I'm telling you, Harry got some situations and ways, allegedly, and addiction that he really needs to work on. Therapy, emotion. New moon energy a month from now. Again, that eclipse, something about that eclipse, soul family, is taking them to a change in direction. The messages are here. A new cycle begins. Germination. This is legacy. Okay. Don't be surprised. Ooh, that's a lot, ain't it? Ooh, it's rocky over there, baby. He will be going home across the pond. Look like possibly, allegedly, and in my opinion, with Striff off to the side. That's the royal house again. Same focal point. Remember I said this strength is not giving just Leo energy. It's giving royal house home, right? Something in the energy of all these ups and downs. It's the energy of strength, right? Him going back to his essence. He is a, you know, remember Diana had to have an heir and a spare. He is a spare, but it's still his brother. So be looking out for the health of their dad right now and wishing them the best across the pond. But the messages are messaging. Okay. So I think we got pretty much quite a bit of the answers of what's going on with them, you know, and also, you know, will they end? I mean, it doesn't look like it. It looked like everything is still contractual, right? But it looks like separation, you know, within the home, but what we can't see, that moon energy, right? Her continuing to push forward, forge forward, you know, but money is a focal point. And at some point, you know, it just looked like something gonna cause him to have to make a move. So let's ask. Let's see. We'll do a 3-card pull, right? Wow, y'all. Scandal in the castle. Interesting. I don't think anything these days possibly... I don't want to be like that, though. Be positive. You know. Say everything is on the up and up. So let's do 1 to 3 and see. What's ahead for them? General. Marriage. Going forward, we're going to do a 3-card pull. Come for this couple. Okay. All right. It's funny, it's pretty much what I said, and I ain't even pulled the rest of the cards, right? Listen. It's just what I said. The 4 of Cups energy. This is about control. The energy of them right now, they're not in a good place. Okay? You know, each person is missing something from each one. You know, but dissatisfaction. Queen of Swords energy. The arguing. Gossip will be coming out this year ahead. You know, they got some obstacles ahead, okay? Critical energy. When these two go back and forth, okay? Needing to reconnect emotionally because they're not there. The Hermit is here. This is a separation. I can't make the messages up. These two may be in the house, but not together. In the same bed, allegedly. The focal point, the Nine of Swords. Remember, that's the stress, the worry, the anxiety, the mental anguish. The stress of the marriage. But the interesting thing is just what I said. Queen of Cups is here, the Empress is here. They're going to push forward. They're going to continue to stay contractually just like this and forge ahead forward. When it's all said and done, she going to bring balance on some level to this man. It's a lot of energy behind the scenes, codependency, you know, the arguing, the gossip, the sadness, grief. A lot of energy. Depression. Second guessing too. Make sure that you guys are, you know, open to truth this year and not being cloudy on the vision. Standing in truth. And even when truth comes in, you know, acceptance of truth, that's a hard thing as well. And it's in their messages, right? So let's pull some T cards, because these guys got quite a bit of challenges, allegedly. So let's get energy around them ahead, right? It's Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. They got a bit of ways of work to go. And it looks like a breakdown or already has been on some level. It looks like they're doing what they need to do contractually. That Justice card, remember? So let's see. Thank y'all for riding with me. We be getting down to some things, don't we? So let's pull the messy messages, you know, and get into it. Harry needs therapy, allegedly, guys. He goes through a lot of turmoil. You see it in his energy and in his cards. Thank you, Spirit. first pile of messages for them. And let's get into the second one. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry. I hope y'all getting, acclimated to New Year. This first week ahead, right? I've been delving in. I got to clean up, though, at some point, guys. Got so much to do. But I want to make sure that I try to do as much content as I can. I want to get on a tight schedule where y'all just see everything come out at a certain time. And I'm going to get there, too. I'm speaking it. I'm being positive, right? Being positive about it. There we go. Okay. In the last deck, let's just pull a few messages for the royals. I can't wait for Bridgerton to come out, guys. It comes out, I think, this month, at the end of the month. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I don't even really watch TV that much, but really not that much at all. But definitely going to check that out. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Oh, wow. Ooh, okay. Ooh, all right. Let's get into it. All right, as we close out on the messy cards, I'm going to pull from teacups first. Y'all know how I do it. No particular order, but messages do come out. Detectives snooping, digging for dirt, accusations. That could be a theme of what's going on with them this year ahead, and it's 2026 for them, okay? Remember those pages was out, accusations? Some dirt coming out, some secrets, that moon. Sleeping princess. Isn't she a princess? Don't Spirit got a sense of humor? Unmotivated, procrastinating, and putting things off. Megan. Might not be in her finances, but it could be in her personal relationship. Allegedly. Make-believe, fantasy, feeding into illusions, disappointment. Remember I said everything ain't what it seems and what it looks like. Harry, or Megan, lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. Remember the Seven of Swords came up in his messages, just as clear as day. Not today, left on red, not in the mood, avoidance. They could be in the same house, but like I said, communication breakdown between the two. It was possible and allegedly and in the messages, right? Vibe, sensing something unexplainable, feeling and listening to your intuition. He got a lot of that tapping into him this year, and her even as well. Tea time, gossiping, spreading rumors, drama. Okay, remember I said that moon messages, leaks, they're going to be coming out. Gossip, drama ahead. That tower moment is ahead. It's in the messages. You see that, guys? SOS, distress, act with urgency, assistance needed. Let's be on the lookout. It's possibly experiencing a tower moment at some point this year. Body shaming, low self-worth, negative body image, feeling judged. Maybe Megan can deal with that on some level, maybe. All the feels, deep love, soul connection, feeling at home. you know, they did have a deep connection, but it's a lot of miscommunication between the two of them. And this could be some other things going on, allegedly, right? Graduation day, leveling up, lessons learned, acquired wisdom. Could be leveling up and learning new, you know, ways of doing things, you know, new skills. But I'm sorry, in these past few readings I've done, the level up could be a form of ascension, allegedly, okay? So just, you know, be aware. Next deck, receive, be open. Remember that Six of Pentacles was there, reciprocity. You'll be receiving finances, money, possibly even inheritance on some level, allegedly. Forming, structure, solid foundation. That's the focal point of them both, but that's also, you know, it's a new cycle moving towards that. Now, they're in a new cycle at the beginning. Remember, awakening. Both of them, their ancestors, their angels, their spirit guides are present. Remembering. Things may come up that they remember from their past. Guilt, sabotage. Any energy between, you know, either one of them allegedly. Chemistry and passion is here. I can't make it up. Party. External. Harry, the red-haired bandit. Shadow side. Moon, the dark night of the soul. They've been going through some things. Personally and together. Send the messages. And look, there's hidden thing, that shadow side, shadow work, those toxicities. And look, toxicity right here, bound in patterns. Hey, they got some patterns about them that need to be worked out. And Mercury, messages, travel, and communication. This is very, very, you know, communication breakdown between the two, communication between the two, communication in general this year, communication with family. Look at that bird across the water, across the pond, messages. Communication coming in, communication going out, travel. With that Chariot in reverse, he needs to really, really watch out for making sure to be extra safe with travel this year, going forward, right? Last messages, guys. Ain't this something? There's been some messages too for them. Look, real fate, commitment issues, afraid to settle down, avoiding intimacy, fear of loss of freedom is complicated. Listen, these two, Harry been look like allegedly been having him a nice little time, honey. Overnight success, rapid rise, sudden recognition, unexpected breakthrough, all eyes on me. Maybe, you know, another project or film or something that she might could be working on, or vice versa, or him. You know, they'll be coming out with new projects this year, and we'll see it in the press and in the news and vice versa. Hopeless, romantic, believing in fairy tales, idealizing love, constantly waiting, forever dreaming. This is the energy that both of them can possibly hold on to. This is the energy that they gave off when they first met. Look at that on TV. They was kissing all over the place, right? Two-Face says one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness, pretends loyalty, trust carefully. This could be energy around them, energy in their camp, staff, or even between the two. Unbothered, peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment from negativity, not my drama. This could be the energy that Megan takes on, but it is your drama because it's your family now. Girl, the entitlement, that Queen of Pentacles, you're going to have to loosen that up, baby. Situational single, temporary loneliness, choosing solitude, waiting for better, not settling. I'm telling you, something in the energy around them, they could be, like I said, in the same house, but just not in the same bed, allegedly. Mr. Harry be moving around, or possibly Megan, you never know. DM slide, unexpected flirtation, direct messages, testing the waters, sliding into your inbox. Look, booked and busy. This year could be a year of changes for them ahead. It was a new cycle and it was some success and luck and blessings in there, but also pivotal moments, key moments of changes ahead. Booked and busy, productivity high, full schedule, no time to waste, success on the calendar. Bank account deposits, money moves, that's their focal point. The 7 of Pentacles was there, the 8 of Pentacles. Smart decisions, the strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. Didn't I say they focused on that right now? Moving forward. Hustle mode, grinding hard, ambitious drive, determined effort, sleep can wait. That was that 3 of Pentacles coming in Megan's energy. The top of the top, right? Secretly, side piece, secret romance, hidden affairs, being second choice, only late night calls. Harry, you've been creeping. Watch yourself and be careful, okay? Allegedly. Deep fake, convincing lies, altered truths, virtual deception, seeing is no longer believing. Watch out for how they might try to play an odd place in communication when it comes to the royal house this year, you know? So they definitely have a pivotal year ahead for the two of them. Growth in areas and closing out cycles. It looks like they're going to contractually ride the wave, but it does look like a breakdown is present in the home. And it looks like themes are home ahead for them, especially for Harry. You know, a tower moment is ahead, and something about that energy can, you know, change the course of things. Remember that Will was there. That's the next new cycle and new chapter. And we in the next new chapter of 1 to 9 years. So, hey, this was the messages for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And you know we can always come back and, you know, do updates. And if y'all have any specific questions for them, sound off in the comments. I don't know it all. I just wanted to start somewhere with them just to get, you know, the general energy for them and what, you know, it looks like possibly for their year ahead, you know, coming up. So, any like, you know, juicy things, y'all, we can, you know, revisit this again and we can get down to business with that. But I love y'all. Peace and love, soul family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe too, y'all. Sound off in the comments. Tell me what y'all really think going on with these two. And look out for your, keep your notification bells on because I will be, you know, I think I'm going to be updating Trump too shortly. So look out for a few celebrity readings that I'm going to pop out and you'll start to see your yearly messages come out, all right? Peace and love. I'll see you guys soon in the next one, Soul Family. Thanks for watching The Common Corner Show. Peace and love, Soul Family. And I'll see you guys in the next one.